45 miles west of Boston is a place called Monsterland. An intriguing discovery is being investigated in a community east of Seattle. Parts of Leominster, including the state forest, are home to sightings of Bigfoot and other unusual activity. For years, people have been hooked by the mythology of Bigfoot, sometimes known as Sasquatch, a gigantic hairy creature that stalks the isolated forests of the Pacific Northwest. Everything changes now that the U.S. government has released these stunning wide-angle photos. Are these photographs definitive confirmation of Bigfoot's existence? Could this be the long-awaited breakthrough in cryptozoology? Join us as we look at this shocking development. Number 15. Josh Highcliff's Mississippi Bigfoot Encounter. The meeting of what Josh Highcliff believes to be Bigfoot has captured the imagination of both advocates and critics of Mississippi's rich woods. His story begins on a bright fall afternoon on a long hunting trip in the remote backlands near Tishomingo State Park. Expert outdoorsman and enthusiastic hunter, Highcliff had gone far into the forest hunting deer when he came upon something strange. Highcliff walked silently across the underbrush and heard an odd rustle ahead. His senses intensified, and he walked slowly, thinking it might be a deer or another tiny animal. His next encounter stopped him in surprise and incredulity. Among the dense undergrowth, standing no more than 30 yards away, was a towering figure that fit the standard Bigfoot description: bipedal, dark fur-covered, and built solidly. Shock drove Highcliff still, as his eyes locked on the keen eyes of the beast. He evaluated its height to be well over 7 feet, with broad shoulders and a powerful posture. Seeing him for what seemed like an eternity, the monster appeared unconcerned by his presence and turned rapidly into the thick undergrowth. Shaken but resolute, Highcliff left the scene, his thoughts whirling with the weight of what he had just seen. Knowing the skepticism and condemnation such accusations sometimes generate, Highcliff struggled with whether to bring up his event when he returned home. Driven by a need for answers and a sense of responsibility to fellow fans, he at last decided to tell his story publicly. Like wildfire, word of Highcliff's meeting quickly spread via local and online venues dedicated to cryptozoology and Bigfoot research. While some disregarded his story as a trick of the light or misidentification of wildlife, others backed him, citing his reputation as a competent witness and his knowledge of the local terrain. Highcliff collaborated with experts and investigators seeking to validate his testimony. In the next months, driven by GPS data and landmarks he had diligently noted on his previous journey, he went back to the site of his contact. Though great effort was spent on it, physical evidence like hair samples or footprints disappeared, upsetting Highcliff and those searching for unambiguous confirmation of Bigfoot's presence. Number 14. Minnesota Bigfoot Encounter. A party of daring hunters found themselves in an unexpected scenario in a peaceful setting near the picturesque village of Bijou. It was October, a month when nature painted the landscape in vivid shades of gold, red, and amber. The gang was deep into their journey, taking in the grandeur of the surroundings when they came across what they said was Bigfoot. The hunters reported their unusual encounter to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, describing a creature that was both awe-inspiring and dangerous. According to their testimony, the figure stood tall and had a striking likeness to the famed Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, albeit completely covered in thick dark hair. Its massive height, estimated to be between 8 and 10 feet, made it tower over anything in its path. As the creature rose erect, the hunters were stunned by its eerie similarity to an ape, blurring the distinction between man and beast. However, before they could photograph this elusive creature, it vanished into the depths of the nearby woods, leaving them startled and desperate for answers. Number 13. Rick Jacobs' Pennsylvania Bigfoot Photo. In 2007, Rick Jacobs' images from Pennsylvania's Allegheny National Forest ignited controversy concerning Bigfoot's existence. The photographs, shot with a motion-activated camera, depicted an unusual hairy creature with long dark fur, an elongated body, and human-like limbs. The creature's attitude and size were contested, with some claiming it was a Sasquatch and others believing it was a bear suffering from mange. The Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society and other cryptozoology organizations looked into the Bigfoot claim, noting that the figure in Jacob's photos did not fit the typical profile of local animals. Critics contended that the cloudy and imprecise nature of the photos made drawing firm conclusions difficult. Despite the controversy, the images are still an essential piece of evidence in the Bigfoot argument. They have been the subject of several media reports, expert analyses, and documentary discussions. The mystery surrounding the creature depicted in these photographs adds to people's interest in Bigfoot and the assumption that it can be located in North America's distant forests. Because of its deep trees and vast unexplored areas, the Allegheny National Forest remains a popular destination for Bigfoot fans and researchers. With technical improvements, there is still hope that more definitive evidence may be uncovered, shedding light on one of North America's earliest stories. The tale of Rick Jacobs' photographs serves as a reminder of the wide, unexplored territory that still contains many unanswered questions, regardless of one's level of faith. Number 12. Helicopter hunts Bigfoot. When the interesting video, Bigfoot Hunted by Helicopter, appeared on YouTube on February 17, 2011, it immediately attracted the interest of both enthusiasts and doubters. The video, which was shot in an unnamed and distant place, opens with what appears to be a typical scene: a mother, father, and their kids target shooting. The quiet of their playtime is broken by the continuous hum of a helicopter passing overhead. The family initially writes off the aircraft as being only interested in their target practice. However, after seeing the video later, their initial disbelief is replaced with shock. A big elusive figure can be seen on the video, racing through the dark woodland with moves that suggest a remarkable level of speed and agility. The figure is eerily similar to the fabled Bigfoot, popularly known as Sasquatch, a creature that has been the focus of sighting reports and folklore in North American woodlands for many years. Bigfoot sightings typically accompany mysterious footprints, unusual vocalizations, and fleeting views in far-off areas. Hence, this film is very fascinating. The family surmises that Bigfoot hunters may have been the ones piloting the chopper. This argument makes sense because helicopters are often used in search operations to swiftly cover vast forested areas in pursuit of elusive creatures like Bigfoot. A young child is also seen in the movie honing his shooting technique, first with a .22 caliber rifle and subsequently with a more potent shotgun. A shadowy figure suddenly appears and moves quickly through the trees, providing suspense and a spooky quality to the footage. Right after the shotgun is fired, the monster can be seen changing its gait in the last seconds of the film, going from walking on 2 legs to 4 legs, a behavior that is frequently mentioned in reports of Bigfoot encounters. The mystery surrounding the creature's existence is further compounded by the fact that witnesses usually mention how quickly it may transition between different poses. The helicopter's continuous drone throughout the video gets louder as the figure gets closer to the camera, raising the possibility that the noise and the creature's movements are related. If this link is validated, it may offer fresh perspectives on Bigfoot's evasive behavior and the techniques employed in its pursuit. They were able to examine it more closely and saw that it was a completely different animal from what they had first thought to be a bear or hiker standing up above the foliage. The bipedal creature had what looked like dark hair. Mills captured the monster in motion as it moved down the ridge with a video camera. The jagged video depicts a massive straight figure moving through the terrain with ease. The party became even more excited when the creature halted, clearly recognizing them, and then vanished into the shadowy forest. It wasn't the end of the sighting. The campers noticed a set of massive footprints close to their camp early the following morning. The prints, which were around 16 inches in length, were widely spaced and had a clear heel-to-heel pattern, suggesting a lengthy stride. Feeling both intrigued and worried, the crew took meticulous photos of the prints and gathered samples of hair snagged on nearby trees. Fast-moving reports of the Marble Mountain sighting caught the interest of Bigfoot enthusiasts and researchers. After analyzing the footprint casts and film footage, experts investigated. In Provo Canyon, a video named Bigfoot in Provo Canyon has gone viral online, reportedly depicting a creature resembling Bigfoot at a summit in Provo Canyon, Utah. The video rapidly gained over 5 million views, generating global attention and putting Utah County in the spotlight. The video was submitted by a user called Beard Card, which is a lighthearted reference to the beard authorization cards required at Brigham Young University. This inside joke caused several funny misunderstandings, with national and international news agencies incorrectly referring to the uploader as Mr. Card, unable to recognize the local cultural allusion. Beard Card previously spoke with SL.com about the viral video's backstory. He and his companions were camping near the Little Rock Canyon overlook when they spotted some deer grazing on a hillside. Their interest piqued, they decided to come closer for a better look. However, what they discovered was completely unexpected. Initially, they imagined the thing in the distance was a black bear, but their assumptions were dashed when the creature stood straight on two legs and stared directly at them. The quick video depicts the group's shock and panic as they drop their camping gear and flee the site. The video sparked curiosity among Bigfoot enthusiasts and specialists across the country. Stephen Monk of the Georgia Bigfoot Society examined the tape and feels it could provide persuasive evidence of Bigfoot's existence. He notes that the creature's lengthy, primate-like arms, visible when it stands up, make it unlikely to be a bear. However, the video's brevity prevents further examination, leaving many concerns unresolved. Another expert, William Drangus of the Virginia Bigfoot Research Organization, believes the footage is potentially genuine. He cites the witness's genuine anxiety and the creature's unique behavior, standing on two legs and walking away, as signs that this could be a Bigfoot sighting. Drangus proposes a thorough investigation of the sighting area, suggesting checking for tangible evidence like hair samples, tracks, or scat, as well as installing trail cameras in the area to watch for future activity. Reddit, a prominent platform for discussing unusual incidents and unexplained occurrences, has become a hotspot for talking about the elusive Bigfoot. One user, Bigfoot Watcher, shared an unusual sighting in his garden, which piqued many people's interest. Living in a remote location surrounded by dense forests, Bigfoot Watcher was always intrigued by the myth of Bigfoot and had been researching numerous reports and theories regarding the creature. One evening, he observed something weird moving amid the trees and captured footage of a gigantic, strange creature walking through the woods behind his house. The monster had thick, matted hair and an erect, human-like posture. Despite feelings of fear and excitement, the figure disappeared into the deeper woods. Thousands of Reddit users rapidly posted and commented on the video, with some claiming it was genuine and could be key evidence for Bigfoot's existence. Others were doubtful, claiming the figure was a misidentified animal or the film was a forgery. Bigfoot Watcher added that he had spent years living in the area and had previously witnessed odd tracks and noises. Despite the lack of definitive evidence, the sighting fueled public fascination with Bigfoot, emphasizing the allure of cryptozoology and the prospect of mysteries still hidden in North American forests. In 1976, a series of unusual tales surfaced along New York State's Whitehall Trail, gaining widespread attention. Witnesses included a range of people, including local police officers and a New York State trooper, all claiming to have seen a tall creature resembling a big man. This figure, estimated to be between 7 and 8 feet tall, was described as being completely covered in hair. The description is consistent with countless other Bigfoot sightings reported around the United States and has since become an important part of Whitehall's local history. The Bigfoot mythology in Whitehall has spread beyond eyewitness accounts and has become ingrained in the town's culture, prompting the establishment of the annual Sasquatch Calling Festival. This one-of-a-kind event brings together Bigfoot aficionados from around the country to compete in generating the most convincing Bigfoot sounds and draws large crowds eager to learn more about the tale. The event also includes workshops and talks on Bigfoot lore, attracting researchers, fans, and curious visitors from all over the country. Whitehall proudly displays a Bigfoot-themed statue and a small museum dedicated to the famous creature. During a regular expedition deep into Washington State's Olympic National Forest in 2017, a research team uncovered a discovery that piqued the interest of cryptozoologists and wildlife enthusiasts. The team stumbled upon a gigantic nest about 8 feet in diameter, made of tangled branches, leaves, and other forest debris. The sophistication of the nest, which appeared to have been created with intelligence and care, intrigued those who discovered it. The Olympic project, a well-known organization dedicated to finding proof of Bigfoot, thoroughly recorded the nest. They took extensive images, measurements, and samples of the materials for subsequent testing. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, a well-known cryptozoologist and professor, remarked that the size and workmanship were beyond the capabilities of any known animal species in the vicinity, prompting speculation that the nest was built by Bigfoot. Since then, the Olympic Project has discovered several more nests throughout the Olympic Peninsula, each with similar characteristics. In late 2019, a game camera filmed something amazing in Washington state's misty, deep forests, reigniting popular interest in Bigfoot. Michael Robertson, an experienced outdoorsman and wildlife enthusiast, had placed several game cameras in a remote area of Olympic National Park. When he reviewed the footage, one set of photographs stood out, a large, bipedal figure striding through the woodland, coated in dark hair and standing about 7 to 8 feet tall. The photograph spread quickly on social media, sparking excitement and controversy. Bigfoot fans praised the photos as some of the most persuasive evidence, citing the figure's size, erect posture, and morphology. Skeptics speculated that it might be a bear or a person in a costume, but Robertson insisted on their validity, inviting Bigfoot researchers to investigate further.